Well, welcome to New York and NRF 2015 Retail's Big Show. I'm Bliss with Axsium, and over the next few minutes, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in retail, what's going on in workforce management, and honestly, what's going on here at the Axsium booth. And right off the bat, I have to say, NRF was generous enough to squeak in limited hours on a Sunday, so for many, NRF got off to a much quicker start than they had anticipated. If you were here a few years ago, the dominant sort of trend was towards mobility, but it was mobility plus productivity, and you saw all kinds of sleds and add-ons and bolt-ons to the various form factors to drive productivity in the retail space. That trend is now converged with big data and analytics, and it is present in all of the software that I've seen, whether it is workforce management, supply chain and logistics, or financial and merchandise planning. How to master big data and get actionable intelligence on a mobile form factor for the retail associate is the dominant trend here in 2015. Now I'm going to introduce Bob Clements, who's going to talk about what the workforce management vendors have been focusing on for the upcoming year before we bring it back home to the Axsium booth and some of the exciting things that have been going on here.
Thanks, Bliss. From a vendor perspective, there was a lot happening. Kronos was focused on the associate as your secret weapon, which I really think underscores the importance that the associate plays in the customer experience. Over at the Ceridian booth, they were demonstrating their new dashboards as well as talking about the momentum that they continue to have in retailers of all sizes. At Empower, they were demonstrating Empower One, which is Empower's new employee engagement module. It talks about self-service, task management, store collaboration all rolled into one, or social collaboration all rolled into one. And then Reflexis was talking Store Pulse, which is their real-time execution engine, as well as Reflexis Plus, which is a new offering for their small and mid-sized businesses. It basically gets people up and running very quickly and then allows them to scale as they grow as well. Speaking of task management, it seemed like there were a number of task management vendors on the floor this year. Natural Insight showing off their task management solution. Opteris was showing some very interesting functionality that they had that included the ability to take into account capacity from your workforce management system when you're building your tasks. And then there's also Think Time, which is a new entrant from Chicago, and they're doing some interesting things with task and the knowledge bases. Speaking of up-and-coming vendors, I also got a chance to see Storeforce demonstrate their workforce management capability. They're really a solution that starts with the dashboard and performance metrics and then turns that into task and scheduling. And one of the things I was impressed with was their international capability, their ability to schedule the employee contracts for European employees. So that's what was going on from a vendor perspective. I'll get back to you next year with more at NRF 2016, and let me turn it back over to Bliss.
So I said earlier that there were some really exciting developments at the Axsium booth, and it's been a very busy show. I'm really impressed by the amount of retailers that are either engaging in workforce management for the first time, or in many cases, re-engaging to experience some of the new developments and the new experience that is workforce management in 2015. On top of all of that, we've had two really important announcements here at the Axsium booth. The first is Opus, the next generation in work measurement software. There hasn't been a lot of innovation in this space in some time, and what we released here at NRF is a comprehensive cloud-based solution that brings all of the elements required to build labor standards and your labor model, manage it, and deploy it across your retail fleet. Second, is the way to actually extend the Kronos Analytics product to introduce all kinds of proprietary retail information about your employees into that analytics module to really generate actionable intelligence for store associates all the way up to the corporate level. We're very proud of these two new developments here at Axsium, and they've generated an awful lot of buzz here at NRF 2015. So NRF 2015 has been really busy. To sort of recap the exciting things that have gone on here, there have been some big retail trends and some convergences around analytics, big data, and how that plays out in the mobile space. We've heard Bob talk about the exciting trends and new developments in the workforce management space in particular. And as I mentioned just earlier, some big new developments around Opus, our cloud-based work measurement platform, and our ability to extend the core Kronos Analytics product to get more meaningful, actionable data to retailers. I look forward to talking to you again in 2016.